It's no mystery why these snails have held a place in my heart and my fish room for so many years. They make great custodians, are easy enough to maintain, and come in so many fun colors. A few years into producing the blue variety, I got my first albino snail. Mildly excited, I plopped it into a separate aquarium and continued on with making more blue snails. But I quickly got bored with doing the same thing over and over and over again. A couple cruise-controlled years later, and I noticed more white snails. As they grew out, however, I noticed that these snails had patches of blue color as well. Blue and white, a timeless color combo. This, along with some encouragement from my friends, reinvigorated my love for these janitorial giants, and I found myself motivated once more to dive back in. First, I started with a water change and some duckweed removal. With snailets the same size as this pesky plant soon arriving, I knew that the time was now or never, or else I'd surely be removing both together. As the water drained, I also removed unwanted pest snails. Not only do these compete for food resources, but they also take away one of the most valuable resources in this process, calcium. I then separated these snails into two piles, food and trash. The softer shelled snails were crushed and fed to my other fish, while the rock-solid trumpet snails were left to dry out, their fate yet to be determined. After the feeding frenzy ended, I added the remaining shell tidbits back to reintegrate the calcium back into the ecosystem. This is the same reason I leave the vacant shells behind. Finally, we can address the snail eggs. As the water refilled, I noticed one clutch had become dry and brittle. This meant the snailets were ready to emerge. Another clutch dropped from the lid, this one not quite done cooking. While I could float it in the aquarium on a bottle cap or a piece of foam, I instead opted to tuck it gently into the leaves of an immersed plant just below the lid, humid, safe, and sound. When this was all said and done, I treated them to their favorite meal, canned green beans, which they immediately swarmed and began to consume. Lower mouth tentacles pointed up as if smiling in approval. They enjoyed their feast. So what comes next in this snail saga? Well, right now, the snails seem to be very happy and very busy, if you catch my drift. So I'll probably just leave them be. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Soon, however, I'd like to separate the multicolored snails into their own aquarium to lock this line down and produce some truly next-level snails. In the meantime, I'll do my best to maintain their environment and keep them fat, happy, and producing. Thank you for joining in on this mystery snail adventure, and I hope you'll follow along on this egg-sighting and colorful saga. Please leave any snail questions and comments below, and drop a like if you're egg-sighted to see the next chapter. Until next time, stay curious and have a great day.